Yo, what's up, guys and girl? I probably should have talked more about certain things on draft night. Obviously, um, I know I said read everything that was in the thing, but some people I don't think knows what Twitch is. And then, God, there was one other thing I was going to talk about. Obviously, draft recap here in a minute, but oh no, we'll go with the just pretty much where our streams are going to be. I remember what I was going to say. I wanted to tell everyone thanks. This is the 10th year of the league, 10-year anniversary, and it means a lot to me, to everyone that continues to play and everyone that stayed with me. It's great having looking at it from my perspective. I've kept something going for 10 years and it continues to get better. Well, I think it continues to get better. But you guys continue to want to play and show up on draft night, and previous years y'all have stayed up until 3, 4 in the morning, and that's great. Obviously, this year was different because we got an earlier draft time, and everyone was gone by like 11:30. Fantastic. Looking forward to that next year. Hopefully, we can get that worked out. But let's talk more about where my videos are going to be and other things that was on that paper. Okay, so I gave you all a link on there, and we'll go there now. www.twitch.tv/my last name, which is Faulkner. Then you enter. It's going to take you here to my Twitch page. Well, let me just unhost this so you'll know what it looks like. But, anyways, we'll be here. It'll be probably blank unless you come in the second I start streaming. But you probably need to go ahead, come over here to Twitch if you don't have an account, make one. There should be a follow button up here. Obviously, since it's my page, there's not going to be a follow button for myself, but I'm pretty sure it's up here. And just click the follow, and it's going to ask you to turn on notifications. If you download the app on your phone, the notifications will come up on your phone, obviously, like when I go live, like when I do videos. Like this is live streaming. Um, I do live stream video games. I'm not asking you to come in when I do that. But if you do, hey, that's fine. That's great. Fantastic. But this is where I'm going to do the weekly recaps and such, because I think it's great because you can interact with me obviously through chat over here, and gave y'all sub packages for perks in the league, and these are prices I don't make up. Like this is Twitch's. Like I'm affiliated with Twitch so people can subscribe to me. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, it's different on the phone. So if someone needs help through the phone, I can walk you through that as well. But you'll come down here, and if people want to subscribe, you hit this button here. The main thing is following, so you know when I go live. But if some people want to subscribe for the perks, you come down here, you hit this button. It takes you over here. Obviously, I'm not eligible for the purchase because it's me. And it'll give you like should give you three things to choose from: the $4.99, $9.99, and the $24.99. I don't know why it keeps putting my host back on weekend when I'm on hosting,
A god that requires.
but that's where it should take you to. 100%. See, there's the follow button. I don't know why it's giving me the option to follow myself. But yeah, you just want to hit this, and it'll take you there. And then you can get set up. If it only gives you one option, let me know if you're wanting to do something more than $4.99 sub, which if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's not honestly going to hurt my feelings if none of you sub. But like I mentioned in the thing, if you have Amazon Prime, you do have a free sub waiting for you. Um, Pretty much going to come up here. Well, you're going to go over to your thing and you go I don't know where you honestly go to. I really don't. Maybe claim offer. Oh, no. Never mind. I guess I have Prime. Well, let's try to find out where I go then. Go over to settings. Yeah, right here. Settings, Twitch Prime. And since I have Prime, mine's obviously connected, but it'll tell you pretty much right here to connect your Prime. And then pretty much you'll come over back to my page, which you have the link. It's still right here. And actually, I don't think you have to come down here to subscribe if you don't want to. There should be actually a sub button up here as well, beside the follow button. So either or, you can come down here or go up here. It doesn't matter. Unless you're on the phone, then I think the button, because I don't think they have a sub button on mobile, so you would have to go down to that. But pretty much there'll be a sub button up here and a follow button. Following is the main thing, so you know when I go live. because as the thing says, I'm doing trivia as well live on stream. Like, I will upload my streams to YouTube, so everyone that misses a stream can still, go watch it. You can watch them actually on my thing as well, like on the VODs over here, videos. It like saves everything I stream. But I'm still trying to figure out a way to where
Like, what about
myself
Binding of Isaac again anytime soon? Fuck
can
no.
earn fantasy
Would you ever
dollars,
like to see Titan rework
because
Loki?
I mean it's a little unfavorable to me, but I'll try to figure out a way. But you'll be answering the trivia through stream and chat, which it's over here. But you have any questions about why I'm doing it? Why it's on here, but I mean why I made the switch to stream. I just, like I said, I think it'll be more fun, interactive. Like if someone disagrees with me or several people disagree with me, or I say something about someone and y'all just crack up. I get to see it, and you get to see obviously my reaction as you type. So, but that's that. Y'all didn't come here for that. Y'all came here for the draft recap. Now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all gonna have to bear with me, cause this was tough. This was very tough. But one other thing, before I get to the draft recap, I'm just messing with y'all now. Um, I don't know how to make a poll on this new thing. I've honestly went everywhere. So I can make one on the app still, and I did. So pretty much you go to the same thing you did last year, activities and messages, click it, then LM poll. The poll is without voting for yourself. Please don't vote for yourself. Who do you think had the best draft? So there's that. Um, Voting for Callie. That is my vote. It's right there. It was right there. But I voted for Callie. I think she has the best looking team, so that already spoils my #1 power ranking. But oh well. But let's go ahead. Go to. I love this. I love this for this right here. You go to rosters, and it shows you everybody's. Like just a nice little glance at everyone's team. Awesome. I love this thing. Just don't know how to make polls on it, if you even can. But we'll start with number 12. This is number 12, who I think drafted the worst in our league the other night. I'm not saying they're going, this is what I think. I'm never right. Never. I didn't think Austin's team would have been as good as it was last year, but that's the great. But this is who I think's number 12, Heath. Right here. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna try to go quickly. I don't want a 3-hour long video. Westbrook, great draft pick. Oladipo, great. Ingles could be good. Ayton, I'm a big Phoenix fan, and I think Ayton's going to be an absolute monster. But he spent $182 on a rookie. To me, obviously, it was because he got nominated so early. But outside of like this, I mean, he's got a big four. Clay's going to score you buckets and stuff. Obviously, 4 and 3 or 4 and 2 is not very good. Takes a lot of threes and points. But I mean, his team's not good. Like, he's obviously going to have to trade someone, and this guy, he'll never trade. So pretty much he'll be trying to look to trade Oladipo, Ayton, or Clay and try to make his team a little better, unless, it's like an Austin situation. These guys just ball and are good. But there's that. That's number 12. Let's get to number 11. My opinion, the guy that was on the phone, he came out drafting big in AD and Embiid, and then Kawhi and Bradley Beal, and then I think he got Schroeder, and then about after that, and Tatum. I mean, his team's not bad, but Markkanen's out 2 months, is what the update says. It's just, I had to fill his team with what I felt like was best available, and that's like everything down here. I drafted him Gary Harris and Scary Terry, which is a backup, but it's tough, man. It's tough pickings when he spent so much money. But Cody can work with it. He can definitely look to trade someone and fill out his team a little better. I think his team does look better than Heath's, but that's my opinion. It's number 11. We'll go to number 10. The guy that makes his first appearance at a draft in person, Santana. I don't know if being in person was just a different for him. I'm not, like I said, I don't. A lot of these teams I think are very close, but I think there's a lot of question marks for several teams. I like that he drafts both the 1 and 2 guards here in Utah. Smart strategy. Really interested to see what these two do. Obviously, Cat's gonna get you a dub. The This dude just shoots. This dude's good. Interested to see what Trae Young does. I mean, it's just not good. But I mean, it's two guards, so Chris Dunn should be fine. I'm interested to see him. There's so many small forwards in Phoenix. I don't know. I really don't know these two guys, like what they're going to do. He's a stud. But end of the day, I mean, I'm just here again, just like a lot of what ifs on Santana's team, and that's why it's in 10. So let's get to number 9. Um, probably one of the worst teams last year, by far. Comes out and does sort of a. He didn't wait as long as he did last year to draft, but he drafts some big players. And he spent a lot of money early. Pretty sure 321 on Giannis, and then turns around and buys Ben Simmons for 200 and something, and then Kevin Love for a lot as well. But he does manage to get Nurkic and Dragic, which is something he didn't have last year outside of his good 3. And, Kawhi didn't play last year, so it was sort of just big 2. So I think adding Nurkic and Dragic to his team, and this really good pick right here in Sabonis, that was a fantastic pick. Like, love that pick. Obviously, I picked him up free agency last year. Interested to see what these two can do right here. Buddy Hield, it's Buddy Hield, man. It's the Kings as well. But these guys aren't bad at all. I mean, he could be good. Alex Len could be good, but he plays in Atlanta with like 4 other centers, and I mean these guys could be good. But I think this is a much more like this is where all the teams got tight, and I just sort of had to go off what I think. Obviously, it's what you're doing with all the teams, Corey. Yeah, you don't say. But I don't know. I think he has a really good chance at if he could move 1 decent player for 2 or 3, his team could be really good, like really good. But that's that. Let's go to number 8, the defending champ. Man, I have him pretty low. Probably gonna take some crap for this, and I'll get to my reasoning. I think this pick right here could be really good at the start of the season. So that's what I think. I think he'll fall off. Like I've already talked about, they have way too many of that. In Phoenix, Dodge Gibson could be good. I mean, look at last year, he averaged 7 and 12. They're pretty much saying he's going to average the same. Interested to see that. Kelly Olynyk. I don't know. It's Lou Will, always on Sean's team. If he does anything close to what he did last year, it's a solid pick. Marcus Morris. I hate the Morris brothers, so I don't even want to talk about them. JJ Redick just scores. That's all he does. Al Horford, very good statistical center. Dejounte Murray, bad news. Actually just hurt his knee today. Probably will have results on that tomorrow. So hopefully for Sean's sake, this isn't bad because that wouldn't be good. Then let's get into Sean's premier players. Premier players here. Draymond, LeBron, Paul George, and Kyrie. Now I'm going to put Kyrie in here because he's a very good real life player. Do I think he's a good fantasy player? No. Not at all. It's just like if you're a point guard, 5 assists just ain't good. And they're saying he's going to do the same thing. I mean, he gets buckets. Buckets, 3-pointers. He's good. He's just a better real life player. And getting Marcus Smart was very smart. See what I did there? But it's just like I think there's a drastic fall off from Sean's good players unless these guys step up. But I think LeBron, Draymond, Paul George, and Horford, because Horford gets good stats, can push him through for sure. And these guys could be all droppables unless Gibson really just does what he did last year. I don't think Lou will, and Marcus Morris could be a drop. So can Redick. Sean's got several droppables in my eyes, which I will call question marks because I've called several of them that. And it works to Sean's strategy of the pickup game, but I don't know if you're gonna pick up 6 players a day. Obviously one of them 6 will be playing each day, so they won't get dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like it actually fits Sean's strategy. I expect Sean to make some moves for sure, but these guys that I talked about question marks could just be ballers. Let's get to number 7. The guy that had the best draft last year when I didn't think so. It's just he had guys step up. I think Austin has a decent team, but it's like You got these big five right here. This guy still wasn't playing as of right now. It's just these five are really good. Definitely want to see what Julius Randle can do beside AD. Steph, you know what you're gonna get from Steph. You know what you're gonna get from KD. Blake's good. Interested to see where Butler goes. Like this could be a really great pickup or a really bad draft pick, depending on where he goes and how he plays. But then you got Jaylen Brown, who's not bad at all. But it's the Celtics, man. They have like a deep, deep team, and like to see what they do with the minutes. You got Sarkic, Caldwell Pope. It's just like here's the fall off to me. Like all of these guys, Avery Bradley was a good pickup, but you know it's that. But one of these two could be really good. Both of them probably will be since Cousins is out. He'll get good PT should, and then JaVale honestly could be a very sneaky pickup. And if Austin has the same draft luck from last year, he probably will be. So we'll see. Really interested to see how this team does because I mean, of how well he did last year. Oh, moving up to 6, halfway. My halfway mark here is going to be the Denver Buckets, and that's old Brett. And let's talk about it. He's got what 3 Denver players on his team. He doesn't have a bad team, but he's relying on some guys down here to play big for him. And if that happens, then he's better than 6. But until it's just like with all these teams. Like, let me see the eyewitness test, and then I can definitely play better with who's going to do good. Lowry's solid. Will Barton's good. Really want to see what Kuzma does. Jeremy Grant, obviously, I don't know. I mean, it's Jeremy Grant we're talking about. So, we'll see. I mean, he'll probably start at the start of the year, but who knows? I don't know. Then we go down to Jokic, who's a stud. Damian Lillard, stud. Millsap, stud. But it's like, this is better than Kyrie. Like, I just feel like Lillard is better than Kyrie in every way. But, I don't know. But I think Kyrie's a better real life player. Then you get Bledsoe. If you know me, you know I love Eric Bledsoe. I love him. But he plays in Milwaukee, where Middleton, Giannis like to have that basketball. I think Bledsoe plays more of a. Obviously he plays point, but it's like playing with those guys. I think it takes a hit on his assist. Obviously, he had 5 last year. They're projecting him same thing. Maybe Bledsoe plays better. I think he's a score first point guard, which is fine. But it's like you look at Brett's team outside of Lowry. It's just like who's getting you assists. Obviously, Jokic and Millsap will, but I think Brett struggles in the assist category unless Bledsoe does really well. Lillard will get you assists, obviously, because he draws so much attention with how well he is on offense. But then you go down here. If these guys play good, I'm telling you, these guys down here play good. Brett's got a dangerous team, really dangerous team. Some team to look at. So that's why I placed him at 6. Moving on up to 5. Josh. Really liked what Josh did outside of a few things. Obviously, this Miles Bridges pick, I think he probably would have been someone picked up at the end of the draft or sitting on free agency right now. But you drafted him. See what he does, obviously. I know this league hates Carmelo Anthony. Hates him, what most people do. I think this could be Josh's X factor. I know they're projecting 5 and almost 3, but I think Carmelo could have a good year. Could. I'm not saying he's going to. But that could be a really good pickup for. I don't know. I just think it could be good. It's like the big asterisk right here. Like, let's put it on there and see what he like. Let me look at him 3 weeks into the season. Obviously, a long basketball season. Steven Adams, great draft pick, dude. This dude gets offensive rebounds like crazy. And if Westbrook don't start the year, those numbers are going to be high. Drew Holiday's solid. Porter had a really good year last year. Want to see if he can keep that up. Whiteside, fantastic. Love these 2 picks right here, actually, to go wrong with Steven Adams. He's got 3 stud centers. Enes Kanter with no Porzingis. Baby, baby, baby. I can't wait. And I wish I had him. Then we get Robin Lopez, Serge, Jabari. I just think it's a good team. It's pretty solid. Want to see what Collison does this year because he's got Tyreek and Oladipo on the team, people that like to have the ball. So I'm interested to see what Collison does. I think this is a big, big question mark, which could turn into really good or just be meh. So we'll see what he does for the Bulls. I think Josh has a stud team. If he could have not drafted him and maybe someone else, I don't know. Josh will make a move. I'm a firm believer he will. But I mean, I think it's a top five team. Let's get to number 4. Yeah, in the top 5, going up to number 4. Give me old Metapods. I think Vic drafted a pretty solid team. Like I said, we're getting into the less question marks of these top tier teams to me, compared to the bottom half, which I had a bunch of question marks. But you got Harden, who's a stud. Some think if Chris Paul can stay healthy the whole year, his stats will take a hit. Sure, they'll take a hit, but I mean, it's James Harden. He's going to get his numbers. Bazemore, if he can average 4 and 3 or close to 4 and 4, it's a solid pick for a 2 guard for sure. But I don't know. It's Ken Bazemore. Andrew Wiggins, sort of the same guy. Like, I mean, this is worse than Bazemore. I mean, Wiggins is just a scoring guy, but he's owned way more in fantasy than Bazemore is. But we'll see. I mean, Wiggins, if Butler don't play, Wiggins stock obviously rises. I mean, it's same thing with all Minnesota players. If Butler goes, they all rise. John Collins, fantastic pick. Got him for like $101. I think he averages 10 rebounds. I think he's a dub guy almost every game. This guy's going to be good for sure. You got Marc Gasol, who gets numbers. I mean, that's what he does. He's going to be good for sure if he can stay healthy, 100%. And you get Lonzo. They're 7 and 8 averages. I think he will eventually take over Rondo's starting position, but I think their minutes are going to be very similar. And I don't know. I got Rondo very cheap on my team, and I think their numbers will be very close to the same. But I could be wrong. And then you get Wendell Carter, which I said, I was just talking about Jabari. Wendell Carter could take a lot of minutes from him. And Wendell Carter looked good in the summer league and then hasn't looked too bad in preseason. I think it was a good draft pick. Colin Sexton, not when he takes over the starting spot and on George Hill, he could be really good. He's a score first point guard, but he's also a rookie. So we'll see. We'll see if he passes a little more. Miles Turner, great pick. I think he bounces back from last year. He didn't do too bad last year, I don't believe. That was actually pretty bad for Miles Turner. He was injured a lot last year. So I think he bounces back this year. And Indiana's a real threat in the East. Then another scoring point guard. It's going to be tough playing beside Go Butt. Always has been for Derek Favors. But Go Butt gets injured a lot, so it could be a really good pick. Tyreek's going to be good. He won't be Tyreek of 4 years ago to me. And then getting the starting point guard for Orlando with his last pick was fantastic move. Fantastic. I think Gortat is Gortat. But I think his minutes are going to be shared. But that's my number 4 team. Really solid. Definitely. Good draft by Vic. Looking to claim his first ship for sure. Let's get to number 3. Y'all know which 3 I haven't talked about. Now if I can just find it. Where's the Clint and the Capellas, baby? Here we go. Clint and the Capellas, love the team name. Sounds like a band of some sort. Chris Paul, good. He gets Gordon Hayward pretty cheap. Gordon Hayward's good. Chris Middleton's good. Obviously, Tobias just got traded to me. He's getting Mike Conley. So let's imagine Mike Conley's there. Conley's good. Bamba isn't starting, but he'll get good minutes, I believe. And maybe he finds a way to... I think Orlando finds ways to play him. And he'll be solid. Then he gets the hyped up Doncic, who probably will be really good for Dallas. I mean, you know, it's Dallas. Clint Capella, stud. Valanciunas, stud. Hardaway Jr. to me is his X factor because if Hardaway just starts getting numbers like he did at some point, like I had him last year when Dominic dropped him. Those games he's getting like 7 and 6, and it's just like, sheesh, if he can do that a lot, obviously not day in day out, but Hardaway could be an absolute steal for him. And then Thad, it's good. Patrick Bev, good. This guy gets a lot of steals. Brogdon's good, and it's just like Chris. Okay, so you're telling me Marquise Chris is his one big question mark on his team. It's a solid team, man. Now, like I said, I could be completely wrong about this, but I like Rusty's team. He did a really good job on draft night. Then let's get to number 2. So if you're keeping track at home of the last 2 teams, it's me and Callie. Am I being biased? Probably, but I put myself in number 2. Where's my team, huh? It's right there. Now, I'm going to talk very good about my team for a couple minutes, and we'll carry on to Callie's team. But when I look at my team, Corey, you drafted 6 point guards. Hey, I got rid of 1. Shut your mouth. But when I get rid of a second one, and it's a position that I need, I think my team looks really good. It's just like when I look at my team, Fox starter, Lamb starter, Knox starter, Gordon starter. Now, how long Rondo stays starter, I don't know. But it's a simple fact. I managed to grab starters. Obviously, Montrez O'Hara, whatever his goddamn name is, doesn't start, but he's the guy that's going to contest Gortat. Obviously, I had to pick him up because Cousins is out. And when Cousins does come back, I think I got a steal for him for $100. It's me personally. You might not think so, but I think my team is just solid. And if I can switch one of these point guards out for like a 2 guard, a really good 2 guard, because I think my point guards are good. Obviously, they're not John Wall good and Lillard good, but I feel like I got some good point guards. And I think Fox breaks out this year. Really do. Fox, not Knox. Knox is going to be good too. But I just look at my team, I'm just like, it's just good. First time I think that about myself. Y'all know how I am in these things. I usually have myself pretty low. Like my team this year. If I think what these guys are going to do, I think I have a really good team. But let's get the Callie's team, because I think it's the same type of team like mine. It's just good. Now, I will say something about me and Callie. We both had too much money at the end of the draft, and we could have probably got a couple better players. But it is what it is. So Kemba is good. He's in. Rusty made sure he told me earlier he was in contract year, so that means even better Kemba this year. I think DeRozan has a great year for the Spurs. I think he might start off slow, but I think he'll be fine. Carroll, if he does what he did last year, great pick. Aldridge, solid. Go Butt. Mad I didn't get him. Solid. Batum, y'all know Batum. Gets numbers. Howard, y'all saw what he did last year. Expect it again. Russell's good. Dennis Smith is good. Mirotic is good. Kyle Anderson. Interested to see what he does with Memphis, actually. Really am. Left the Spurs to go there. Let's check it out. Tristan Thompson. There's no reason to not be good. Do you and Kevin Love get rebounds? It's your job. Gallinari. I put a star beside Callie's name because if this goddamn team stays healthy, if Gallinari can stay healthy, he's going to have a big year. Because he's good. He just always does something to his body. And then Taurean Prince. Good draft pick. Like I said, I could be completely wrong about this draft rankings. But this team, to me, from top to bottom, looks good. And now, obviously, I'm going to be biased and say my team's better. But Callie number 1 for now. I don't think there's anything else to talk about outside of the divisions. Everyone has named their division. Divisions. Let's find divisions. Oh, my Lord. Was it there? Roster standings. Hey, but it's there. Everyone has named their divisions. Cody obviously takes a shot at Josh. I'm in the Josh gets no dubs division. Fantastic. Dunder Mifflin, Victor's division. Now, just I'll throw this out here. Victor was the last one to name his division. He knew Brett's. I told him. And so Victor says, let me name mine Dunder Mifflin. Brett goes and names his the Michael Scott Paper Company. Clever for both of them. Victor says, I'll name mine Dunder Mifflin because they bought out the Michael Scott Paper Company, so technically we're better, which I think is funny. So you got your 3 division names. I'm sure they'll change frequently throughout the year. Why wouldn't they? But if I had to pick and choose, obviously I'm looking at my cheat sheet over here. Which division's the best division after draft? It's not the Josh gets no dubs division, I don't believe. Me and Josh are, to me, our only hopes right now in that division. You go over here to Dunder Mifflin. You can never count out Sean, no matter where I have him out on this power rankings, because it's Sean. He was going to find ways to get wins. Victor's going to do the same. Austin's going to do the same. Santana's we'll see how he does this year. So I think, obviously, I'm 2 divisions in, so obviously Dunder Mifflin's a stronger division. Then we come down here to the Michael Scott Paper Company. Obviously, Callie was my number 1. You can never count out Brett. Rusty was number 3. I know my power rankings say the Michael Scott Paper Company is the better division, but give me Dunder Mifflin, baby. I think it's the better division, or will be, but we'll see. Hopefully. Oh, thanks. Yeah, okay, we'll try again. Bad gateway. Fantastic. Yes. Here we go. Let's get back in here. Go Braves. But pretty much, that's it. I'm pretty sure I covered power rankings. You know, if you need me to tell you sometime what the packages give you on tier subs, just let me know. But when you sub, if you do sub, you will get your money the second you sub. Well, not, you're gonna let me go over and do it. But once you resub, if you decide to come back for another month, you'll get it like the day you resub, like your more money. Because I mean, that's gonna be the reason if anyone wants to sub, unless you really just want to get on here with me and baby, we'll tear it up. But outside of that, remember, poll on the phone. Any questions? Hey man, hit me up, baby. But outside of that, great draft. Appreciate you guys. Always will. If we start making some money through streams and stuff, we'll start looking at trophies together and let you guys pick it out, because I mean, it just isn't my league. It's everyone's league. And it's the beauty of this thing. So hopefully you guys will disagree with me a lot on these power rankings, and I get to hear others' opinions, obviously. So looking forward to that. We'll start probably the stream next week for week 1 outlook. We'll jump right into it, and hopefully see most of you guys there and girl. But see you guys later.